Hi, Just a Viking here, in the flesh. On January 11, 2008, the committee finally released the official introduction for Mystery Manor, starring Pinhead. In anticipation of that release, I developed several goals I wanted to accomplish while working on this project. Two of them I'll share with you today. The first one is that I really wanted to focus on the story. After all, this was a story project. In fact, I worked on it so much, I actually learned how to write a screenplay and wrote a screenplay for this project. I enjoyed that process so much, I even wrote another screenplay for this introduction. The screenplay writing process really allowed me to focus on creating a story that was cohesive and true to the characters as I saw them. It was much better than my typical process of taking a rough concept and then refining it while I edit in studio. My second objective was to present the project in some new and unique way. I remember the excitement when Aru presented the claymation version of Pinhead Goes for a Drive. Well, I thought about how much I enjoy watching bonus features on the DVDs I buy. I like it when writers present storyboard versions of scenes that never made it into the final project. Even though it's one person talking and it's black and white sketches, sometimes rough sketches, it can still be surprisingly entertaining. So that's what I wanted to do for you today. I want to present in storyboard fashion my version of Mystery Manor, Act 2, Doomed. Here is my storyboard presentation of Pinhead in Mystery Manor, Act 2, Doomed. We pick up where Act 1 left off. Pinhead has just been accused of murdering John Doe. I didn't do it. What should we do? Should we call the police? How? Weren't you listening before? There are no phones in this place, and the professor here says we don't even have any cell phone signals. I know mine doesn't work. Do we tie him up? I say we lock him in his room. Sounds good to me. The group herds Pinhead up to his room and Digit locks him in. Oh, what am I going to do? Nobody here will believe me, and I'm already viewed as an outsider. Now this. I'm doomed. Doomed. Wait a minute. I don't believe it. I've been incarcerated by idiots. My grandmother could escape from here. Oh, but what's the point? The only road is impassable, and I'm miles from the nearest town. I'm not sure if running away on foot is the best option with all the swampland around here. Oh, what I really need is someone on my side. But like Kayla says, there's never a Viking around when you need one. If only there was some way. Wait. Sometimes it pays to be a world traveler. I don't use a satellite phone very often. If it works in Antarctica, it should work here. Beep 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 boop boop beep beep boop 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 boop. Ring ring, ring ring, ring ring, ring ring. Just a detective agency. Viking here. I'm so glad I got you. I need your help, old buddy. Pinhead? Listen, I don't have a lot of time to talk. Hey, weren't you supposed to be at some weird reading of the will or something like that? Yes. Now listen to me. I've been accused of murdering someone. That old guy, Blackthorn, he's a real eccentric. He might even have been crazy. There's about a dozen people here and I feel like I'm caught in some demented real-life version of Clue. I've been framed with murder of some guy named John Doe. I found him with a knife in his back and now they all think I did it. I need you, friend, more than I ever have before. Are you okay? Yeah, so far they just locked me in a room. I'm not in any physical danger. Not yet, anyway. Listen, I'm going to send you my GPS coordinates, and when we're done talking, I'll upload an MP3 recording I made of the reading of the will. That will explain the inheritance stuff. It'll also tell you some about the other inheritors. Beep boop boop beep 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 boop beep beep. Do you think you can help me? Are you kidding? You know you can count on me. Wow, you couldn't have picked a more backwoods location, could you? I'll start packing right now. What else can you tell me? Let's see. The only road in here is impassable, and we're surrounded by swampland. I guess that's important. The bridge got hit by lightning and is ruined, though I'm starting to think it might have been sabotaged. Regardless, you'll have to have Gordon do a flyover and drop you in by parachute. It's the only way. It'll take a while to get here, 4, maybe 5 hours. I wish I could be there sooner. I wonder if it'll still be dark when I get there. That might be good. I don't think people here should know that we know each other. I know that'll make it difficult for you, but given my situation, I think it's better that way, until you can figure out what's going on. Come prepared for anything, and don't trust anyone. I don't have any idea who is up to what. You're a lifesaver, man, you know that? And this time, I'm afraid I might mean that literally. I'm going to hang up and upload now. So Pinhead hangs up the phone and pulls out a small MP3 player recorder from his pocket. He connects it to the phone with a patch cable and transmits his file to Viking. Please hurry. A few hours later, it's still dark. A parachutist silently lands on the manor grounds. He quickly and expertly bundles up the chute. Viking sees Winthrop walking to a private graveyard. Winthrop looks nervously over his shoulder from time to time. He walks up to a statue and pulls a disguised lever. A secret doorway silently opens and a glow spills out into the darkness. Winthrop disappears into the doorway and it closes behind him. Viking turns his attention to the manor. He zooms in on one of the guest rooms, just in time to see a large painting swing shut like a door. My goodness, this is going to be interesting. It's morning now, and Chef is cooking a sizzling breakfast of eggs, bacon, pancakes, etc. Sunny side up, easy over, crispy bacon. What do they think I am, a short order cook? Ding, fries are done, ding, fries are done. Next, I suppose they'll want an apple pie with that. In the dining room, some of the guests have started their breakfast and we can hear the clinking of heavy silverware on china plates. I still don't like him being let out of his room. Well, it's not like he's going anywhere, and we've double-checked him for weapons. With a sheepish look, Pinhead quietly scoops up some scrambled eggs off of a paper plate with a plastic spoon. We don't know that he did it. The whole group erupts into protest, talking over each other. Oh, give up on that already. It's obvious, isn't it? Look at him. Look at those beady eyes. He's just a criminal type. Pinhead just sighs and scoops up some more eggs and drinks from a small paper cup. Connie enters from the kitchen and crosses paths with Cyan. Good morning, sleepy ugly. Oh, bite me. Ooh, somebody wake up on the wrong side of the brothel today? Oh, why don't you go back to your room and get some beauty rest? You could use it. Lots of it. Oh, that's so entertaining, ladies. But listen, we have bigger problems than your petty spats. With the bridge out, I don't think staying the entire weekend is going to be our problem. Although surviving it might be another issue altogether. I know. I couldn't sleep at all last night. And this morning, I had the worst feeling I was being watched. In your dreams. Meanwhile, Viking is crouched in some bushes near the porch. He slips off his backpack, takes a few key pieces of equipment, and stashes the backpack under the porch through a small hole in the old latticework. He shimmies up a pole and hoists himself onto the porch roof. After a quick glance around, he deftly opens the old window latch and noiselessly lets himself in. Viking quickly locates the secret passage he saw earlier. A few hours later, some of the men have gathered in the billiards room. I tell you, someone has been in my room and looking through my stuff. Are you senile? Why would anyone want to look at your underwear? Look here, boy. Once you've gotten old enough to shave, you'll learn that certain habits develop. I always place my watch face up on the left, my lucky cigar cutter in the center, and my loose change to the right. When I got back from breakfast, my stuff was arranged all wrong. That doesn't prove anything. Listen, you can lawyer me all you want, but I tell you, someone was in my room, either while I was sleeping last night or this morning during breakfast. Lunch is served. Well, it's about time. I'm hungry. While the guests gather for lunch, Viking continues his search. This will be useful. Flips open a small notebook and jots down some notes. Viking silently moves from room to room to continue his search. Interesting. It's mid-afternoon now. It's a dreary day outside, threatening to rain. Andy and Ms. Tissel are on the porch talking while Winthrop and Chef return from the vegetable garden. It's rabbits, you paranoid nincompoop. Listen, I may be a demoted butler turned gardener, but even I know the difference between a rabbit nibbling and someone walking through my carrot patch. Who was walking around in the dark last night? That's what I want to know. You're one to talk. But what if someone finds... Shh! Chef cuts him off with a sharp look, indicating they're not alone. They continue to walk on in kind of an uneasy silence. Viking now has found himself in a neat, Spartan, very tidy room. He makes another discovery in the closet. Later, as the guests gather for dinner, it's getting dark outside and the rain has resumed. With it raining like this, the river will remain impassable. The current will be much too strong. Nobody asked you. Where did these anemic carrots come from anyway? The only thing worse than these carrots is the limp lettuce. Hey, when are we going to get some food in here? Meanwhile, the guests' rooms continue to be a goldmine for Viking. The dinner's main course is done, and Connie is clearing a few plates. So, what's for dessert? Again, Viking is searching and finding more interesting stuff all the time. After dinner, the guests, without Pinhead, gather in a formal hall. I think Winthrop is hiding something. Oh, he's harmless. Are you sure? You'd be surprised what people will do for money, or jealousy, or revenge. You're a lawyer. You should know that. Well, that's true enough. But Winthrop? I wouldn't worry about him. But he and Chef do seem to be up to something. Now, Chef, though, he's always had a bit of a temper, and he's a big guy. I'd sure hate to be on his bad side. You guys worry too much. I'm going to hit the hay. Anyone want to join me? No? Oh well, never hurts to ask. See you in the morning. Actually, that sounds like a good idea. Oh, don't worry, ladies. I meant getting some sleep. Alone sounded like a good idea. You're safe with me. Renee and Cyan smile sweetly at the general, kind of that look of, oh, he's such a cute old man. And as soon as he leaves the room, they turn to each other and at the same time say, he likes me better. At the end of a dimly lit hall, an armored knight stands a lonely, silent vigil. Viking arrives and grabs the decorative coat of arms and rotates it, revealing another secret passage. Inside the passage is pitch black. Viking is now wearing a small hands-free light on a headband. He scans the area, revealing a scientific laboratory that appears to have been abandoned for some time. Somebody else's footprints in the dust. He finds a report. It's misplaced. You can see the dust outline. It's been moved recently. It's very late now, and Pinhead is ready for bed, but he's decided to make a sandwich first. Viking has finished up searching the lab and turns off his light. Pinhead has just finished making his sandwich, grabs a cola from the fridge, and begins cleaning up after himself. Viking is exiting the lab and is closing the door behind him. A shadowy figure quickly takes 2 silent steps and plunges a knife into Viking's back. Viking grunts and gasps and drops to his knees. What? Oh no. Ah! Almost like magic, the other guests quickly gather, only to see Pinhead once again kneeling over a body. He did it again! What? I did not. Did not what? You didn't do it? Or you didn't do it again? What? I didn't kill anyone. Never. Oh man, what do I do? What do I do? Confess! Just look at him. He's already wearing his striped prison uniform. I didn't do anything. I was just taking a snack back to my room when I found him laying here like this. I dropped my sandwich and ran over here. That's the same story you told us last time. You could at least be more creative with your lies. So, where's the sandwich? Well, forget the sandwich. Who is this guy? What's he doing here? How did he get here? Oh. Viking's lips start to move, but no sound comes out. Struggling, Viking grabs Pinhead's robe and pulls him closer. While struggling to speak, he manages to slip his notepad into Pinhead's pocket. Viking collapses again, unconscious. Get this maniac away from him before he can finish what he started. Here, you guys, go lock him in his room and guard him this time. Okay, as Viking is being let out, Connie finally arrives. What's going on here? Connie, quick, get the first aid kit and meet us in the Phoenix bedroom. You, Winthrop and Graves, get on that side. And Professor, come here and give me a hand. Let's get him to a bed and see what we can do for him. Oh, it's gonna be a long night. You want a sandwich or something? Now we're in the Phoenix bedroom. Viking has had his wound dressed. Do you think he's a spy? Who's he working for? Is he gonna be okay? Digit bends over Viking and listens closely to his breathing. I don't know. I'm a butler, not a doctor. His breathing is very shallow. I think all we can do is keep him warm and watch him. I think we better stay in pairs. What if that pin dude comes? I don't want to be alone. Oh, all right, Winthrop. I'll take the first watch with Ms. Tissel. Winthrop, you and Connie come back in 3 hours to take over. Connie, first get a pitcher of water and a glass. If he comes to, we need to try to get some fluids into him. I don't see why I have to take a turn. I'm not a doctor either. I didn't have anything to do with it. Oh, shut up already. Try to be a little bit human. Look, I'll try and work out a schedule with a couple more people. Maybe Renee and the professor can take a turn. Or Cyan and Andy. Oh, Cyan and Andy. That should be funny. Have you seen the way they've been looking at each other lately? They'll probably push this guy off the bed so they can use it themselves. You have a pretty low opinion of people, don't you, miss? It's Ms. He mocks her on his way out of the room. So as Digit and Connie care for Viking, most everyone else has gathered in the den. I wonder who he's working for. How did he get here? Why is he here? Who is he? Did you see that stuffy head? I think he's James Bond. Nobody kills James Bond, especially a dork like Pin Geek. I wonder what he knows. Well, I don't think I'll be able to sleep tonight. 2 murders? Well, almost 2. I don't feel safe. Would it help if I kept you company? Could you? As Andy puts his arm around her, she leans into him and bats her eyes. Winthrop's not impressed. But as Andy and Cyan turn to leave the room, Cyan and Lady Renee exchange a brief, conspiratorial glance. Now what have you gotten yourself into? And now you've dragged Viking into it. A knife in his back. How could that happen? I can't believe someone here could get the drop on him like that. Who here could be a trained killer? I wish I knew how he's doing. I don't even know if he's alive. This has gone from bad to worse. Wait, what's this? Viking? How? Pinhead sits on a chair and begins studying the notes with great interest, turning the pages back and forth in a more or less random fashion. Oh, wow. Turns a few more pages. Oh, well done, my friend. I knew I could count on you. Oh, but at what cost? I just hope I can find a way to finish the work you've started before it's too late. We hear a brief rustling sound and a grunt, oh, and a body dropping to the ground. We hear another struggle, this time more of a choking sound. And another body dropping to the ground. I hope you enjoyed my story and its presentation. I look forward to discussing it with you on the web boards. If I've been successful, I've left you looking forward to the remainder of the story. How does it end? What happened during the credits? It's been written. Now I better get busy filming and editing. Thanks for watching.